And we're live. So hello, welcome to CORVUS MORTIS, my graduation project. I'm very aware that no one is here yet, but I'm just gonna wait around a little bit, see who pops in, all that fun stuff. It's like people walking around here and stuff. It's always weird to start with. I never know what to say because there's no one here and I'm not talking to anyone. But I'll wait for people to join and then we'll go from there. I'm not bothered with the bottom half of my face for makeup because I'm tired. Is anybody watching? This bit's always a bit weird. I always expect people to just be like there, but evidently people are still joining and I'm early anyway because I'm a stage manager. Yeah, I mean it's gone 7. We've got one person watching. Hello, one person. Who are you? I don't know who you are. I can't see who you are. But hello, welcome. It's me. I'm in a cool outfit. Yeah. I'm dressed as the protagonist from this set, basically. Hi, Sinead! So yeah, basically this is my dissertation. So this just presentation alone, I've done all my presentations for today, so we're all good. But basically this is 30% of my dissertation. I've got to do a self-evaluative essay and then I've got to do a graduation panel, which is terrifying, but it should be fine. How do I see who's viewers? Okay, I have no idea who's watching. Hi, Mom. I'm not adding your camera to the broadcast because, yeah, it should be obvious. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to join because we've only got 3 people. I know a few people are busy doing other things, but, yeah. Hi, Mom. How are you? I'm just vibing. I'm waiting for things to happen. I'll wait 4 more minutes and then I will get started and then I'll start taking you around the set, which is the most exciting part. So today went really well. I was very impressed with how people responded to everything and how the audiences interacted with everything. People were picking things up that I didn't expect them to pick up, which is really nice. If you missed the first bit, you can probably hear the sound design in the background. But if you missed it, basically this is my dissertation. This is basically my final piece, and I've been working very hard for 6 weeks to get this up and going. So I'm very excited to show it to you all. I'm very sad that you guys can't be here, but obviously COVID and stuff and distance, it would have been very hard to get everyone in to see it. But yeah, no, it should be exciting. So without further ado, I think I will start showing you around. So as you walk in, you will be met with this. So this is my COVID safety protocols document. So this basically just gives you all the rules on what to do. So the set is fully sanitized between each showing for COVID safety. Audience members have temperature checks, hand sanitization, wear a mask in the space, maintain social distancing, one-way system. And there's also a safe book for if anyone ever feels unsafe. So yeah, this is the hand sanitizer that they would use. And then this is the temperature gun. So, you know, it's pretty standard stuff. Doesn't really need the temperature at the table. Spare masks, everyone needs them. And then this is my pre-show spiel. I will read it very quickly because it's quite long. So welcome to CORVUS MORTIS. Basically the story is you're about to investigate a cabin shrouded deep in the woods. It's home to a young witch called Corva and her pet Raven. She and her late sister had been investigating a mysterious curse which consumed the kingdom, a curse which has been named the Raven Sun. This curse seemingly strikes at random following a total eclipse of the sun. No one knows what's caused it, but it is incredibly dangerous and not a single cursed soul has survived. Corva had been carrying out intense research on the Raven's Sun and had nearly found a way to revoke it, but she's very mysteriously disappeared. I've been sent by the CORVUS MORTIS, an elite group of curse-hunting mystics, to investigate Corva's disappearance and her research into this awful curse. You are the lucky apprentices to the senior mystics that will be joining me on this investigation, and as such, I've been given a few instructions by your leader. So basically, social distance. There's leaves on the floor to indicate social distancing markers because I thought tape would look a bit weird. It's a one-way system, so loop around. And wear a mask, sanitize your hands because don't want anyone getting a curse. The audience are free to pick things up and examine them, and just like have a look in like drawers and like nooks and crannies and stuff. Also a rule that I have to do, which I think is really stupid, is I have to ask people not to eat things on the set because there are edible things on the set. So then I make sure everyone's read the safety instructions, ask them to repeat the safe word back to me just to make sure that they fully understand. And then I let them into the cabin. So without further ado, let's have the grand reveal. Ba, 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 ba. So this is Corva's cabin. This took a very long time to set up. It took nearly 16 hours in total to get up and running. I'll take you through in the way that the audience would go. Hi Leslie, thank you for coming. So basically for social distancing, I thought tape would look really weird and out of place. So instead I put these handy dandy, why aren't you focusing? Leaves on the floor, because I thought in a log cabin you'd have leaves on the floor, because why not? So I'll very slowly take you around everything piece by piece and explain things, and explain why I've done certain things. Unfortunately, a lot of my tea lights have decided to die, so a lot of the candlelight has sadly disappeared, but it was a really cool effect when it was actually existing. So this here, you can't really see it very well because of the light, but this is a coffin. This is what we've had in our prop store at Guildhall for quite a while, and no one's used it for a couple of years, so I thought, why not use it myself? The flowers on here are dried. I dried them myself. I just want a really cool dead looking effect on things. This down here is a little note from Corva's sister. It was the last note that she wrote before she died, because unfortunately Corva's sister was taken by a curse, so that's not great. So these flowers are from Columbia Road Flower Market. I queued up at 20 minutes at 8 in the morning to get them ready to go. This is a picture of Adeline, and if you know any of my friends, this is my good friend Anna Withington, who's been very helpful and very kindly let me use her pictures for my grad. So if we go around here, this is just a little screen just to divide the bed from the coffin because you don't really want to be looking at a dead person. So that makes sense. And then this is a fireplace, so the logs in here I have sooted up myself. There's like soot on the floor, there's like coal. There's also a little teapot there, which I thought looked really cool, looks a bit witchy. Nice little sort of dream catcher. Then a picture of Corva and her sister. I wonder who that is. That's also Anna again. So little fireplace equipment. This is like a little sort of effigy that I sort of made myself. You can hear the sound effects doing really cool creaky things in the background. Molly did a great job in sound designing for this plato. She did a fantastic job. And the lights were done by Allard Roberts. So at the end of this I'll do a couple thank yous just to say thank you for helping me out on this and all that kind of stuff. So this was originally a bedside table, but because of the space limitations in here I had to jig things around a little bit, so this has moved over to the fireplace. So in this little chest here, just a little sneaky, just a little skull in there, because why not? And then just like a cup with some like tea leaves still left in it. My hat is blocking out the light for some reason. Then just like a little hidden trinkets in here. Then a really cool rocking chair. I love this rocking chair. I found this in the furniture store that we have. Looks really creepy when it's just rocking by itself. And this is one of the things I'm most proud of, this map. So this map is all hand drawn. So everything you see on this map was drawn by my own hand. It took about 20 hours to complete. And every single point you see on here corresponds to a curse site. So basically someone has been cursed everywhere these little pins are. It took me forever, and I'm really happy with how it looks. It looks very sort of foresty, very creepy, and I really love it. So basically what's happening at this table is Corvus sort of went crazy trying to figure out why this curse is happening. So there's just like little scrolls as to like asking why, because she thought it was her pet raven, because every time there was a curse, there was a total eclipse of the sun and there was a raven spotted nearby, so everyone thinks that it's the raven that's caused all of this. And the raven in question lives here, but we don't know whether that's happened, because this is just one part of a very big, long, immersive script that I've written for a show. This is just one of the sections from that show, so this is just like a little apothecary table. This is my little herb ladder. This is sage, clarissanta, and lavender. So this lavender is also from Columbia Flower Market. It smells amazing. I wish there was smell-o-vision. Wish that was a thing. Then I've got just little jars and stuff down here. And then over here we have the clairvoyancy table. So this is actually really cool. The configuration of these cards has a meaning. So the moon means tragedy has befallen you in your past. So basically it's past, present, future. Present is the Queen of Swords, which represents like a valiant warrior and someone who's fought through a hardship. And then the Nine of Rods means an uncertainty. So if you combine all these together in a tarot reading, that means that something very strange and unusual is going to happen to you, which is basically what's happened here with Corvus disappearing. Just some bones and a crystal ball that has been sitting at home for a while. It's literally just a paperweight on top of a tea light holder, but I think it's really cool. And now we're onto the most bulky bit of the set, which is my little apothecary cabinet. So, in theory, you could pick something up from this shelf and make an actual potion. So for instance, in here, I have a couple bits and pieces, like some rose water and some honey and some berries. And that could make you a courtship elixir, which I just so happen to have the little recipe card for here. So you could get the rose water, which is that, the orris root, the galangal root, the sage, and the honey. So in theory, you could pick anything up off this shelf and make an actual potion in the space, which I think is really cool. And if this were to be an actual real-life immersive show, maybe that could be like an audience activity. I think that would be really, really cool. So there's a little hidden gem in here, so if you root around enough, you will find a little verse from Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Just thought it'd be a nice little nod to a great poet and a great poem. So then you've got all your recipe cards in here, such as courtship, clairvoyance. These are based on actual potion recipes that are from actual real life witches. So that was fun. It was fun writing those out and learning what different things go into different potions and all that kind of thing. The scratches are basically mostly wear and tear from just for the furniture stores that we have here at Guildhall, but in theory I guess you could say it was her raven. You could argue it was her raven. That could be pulled into the story. So yeah, this is her crafting table. So this is where she fixed up her raven's wing, because she found her raven injured in the forest. So she made him like a little support wing, just sort of support his broken wing while he was there. And this leads me to my research table, and then we go, actually no, I'll take you back to the research table in a second. I'll go over to the final area, which is the desk. So the desk has some really interesting things in it. So we've got this really cool chair for starters with this really big, impressive back. So what would happen is Corva would have been sitting down here. She would have, been writing in her journal, but as you can see, she didn't quite finish it. She left her inkwell there. Her ink is still there, it's still wet. Then she's got her letter from the Corvus Mortis, which is the elite group of mystics that she was recruited into. As you can see, the little sheen and everything is just from it being laminated. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. This is a letter from her friend George Pallas saying sorry for your sister's death and all that very fun and uplifting stuff. Then a little raven skull, because why not? This is definitely going to be going on my desk later. And then we have my research. So this is the more academic side of things. This is just basically all my research into making this and sort of making it safe as possible. So these are just some little mood boards of like witch cabins and all that cool kind of stuff. And then just some more. And then this place, the Last Tuesday Society, is a really cool little cocktail bar in Hackney, I believe. And they've got these really cool oddity museum in the basement. It's really cool. If you're ever in or around London, I highly recommend it. It's a very cool little place. So these are just designs for like my map, and this was a version of the ground plan for the entire set. As you can see, there's 2-meter distancing everywhere, just because, you know, it's a COVID safe production, so I wanted to design it to be COVID safe as well, so I wouldn't have to adapt things later on. And then this is just a little sketch of the cabinet, really. So that leads me on to the more sort of academic side of things. So this is an audience flow chart. This is used a lot in immersive theatre to track audience flow, because especially in immersive productions where the audience have free reign and they can just walk around and do things, then you know, you got to track where everyone's going, where everyone's moving, stuff like that. And then another thing I've researched into is how to make immersive theatre feel safe. So in a lot of immersive environments, the line between performer and audience is very blurred. Like, you are walking in the same plane as an actor, you're interacting with actors, you can have one-on-ones with them sometimes. Sometimes you are an integral part of the action. So that can lead to a lot of unsafe situations, especially for performers. So one of the main problems actually is assault. Like, many performers get assaulted by audience members who just get so immersed that they forget their real life boundaries. One instance of this is in a production of Sleep No More by Punch Drunk in New York. So there was 17 recorded instances of assault on that show in 1 year, which is insane. But people just get so immersed that they just forget their boundaries and they just think they can do whatever they want. Similar instances have been reported on The Great Gatsby and just a bunch of other shows, and it's really horrible to hear. But another sort of thing that makes people feel unsafe is actually over-immersion. You'd think in immersive theatre you want to be as immersed and as involved as you possibly can, but sometimes you can go a little bit too far. One instance of this is an attraction called McCamey Manor, which is in San Diego, California. In order to even get into this immersive show, you have to sign a 40-page waiver. You have to undergo a medical check, a mental health check. What else? You have to have a screening with the guy who owns the place. It's insane. But journalists have reported that it's akin to legal torture, because after you sign this waiver, you basically sign away their right to rip out your toenails, like pull your hair out, shave your head, waterboard you. They can do absolutely horrific things, and the videos of them on YouTube are absolutely atrocious. Like, I can't believe that people actually get away with this stuff. Yeah, it's pretty freaky. But I don't think stuff like that should be allowed at all. But yeah, so there's such thing as over-immersion. Like, it's important to keep your audience as immersed and as involved as possible, but it's also important to make sure you don't go too far. Another issue is audience mental health, because if you've never been to an immersive production before, basically you're very sort of interactive with the performers, and you like engage with them, and you do you are an active part of the narrative, really. So basically, people with anxiety and people with other mental health conditions aren't always very comfortable with that. So basically, some people just find it really hard, because in a lot of immersive shows there's one-on-one conversations, and you know, that can be overwhelming for some people. Some people don't like not having control of the world that they're in, so sometimes people just get overwhelmed and they can't cope. Another big issue with immersive theatre is just the unconventional theatre space, because a lot of immersive productions don't actually take place in a normal proscenium theatre. A lot of them take place in unconventional spaces, like the vaults, for instance. It's in an old train tunnel. Like, it's it's damp, it's moldy, the walls are always running with water, and a lot of immersive shows, actually, I've noticed, are in disused pubs. So a lot of them have like stairs into basements that just can't be accessed by wheelchairs, so that's a big problem. So basically, I've done research into ways to sort of combat all of these problems and sort of curb these problems. One of these is for audience mental health. So what could be implemented is audience members could wear coloured articles of clothing to indicate that they don't want to interact, they just want to stand and be bystanders, which is fine. Not everyone loves the one-on-one situations as much as I do. But I feel like that would be a good visual distinction for people, performers to know, okay, this person just wants to sit and watch, I'll leave them to it. Another system that could be put in place to sort of protect performers is having panic alarm systems, safe word systems. Same goes for audience members. Panic alarm, safe word systems, light systems, hand signals, anything that can inform stage management that something is not going well and they need to come and sort it out. It's being used in a lot of immersive shows now, especially ones like The Great Gatsby, Wolf of Wall Street, Crooks 1926 as well. So yeah, basically performer safety is becoming a bigger and bigger sort of priority in the sort of immersive theatre world, because it's a perilous environment, because there's no barrier of a stage there to protect you. You're on the same level as the actors, which is insane. Another thing that can be done to sort of keep audiences and performers safe is just knowing where performer boundaries are. They have people specifically employed just to make sure that performers feel comfortable in a space. Like, they will ask them what their boundaries are and then incorporate those boundaries into the show so a performer doesn't feel uncomfortable doing something. So that's also really important. And I think one of the most important things, especially considering immersive theatre is a new and upcoming genre, I think it's really, really important for audience education, because, you know, there's new audiences coming in, this is a new genre, there's new, like, variations of it. So I just think it's so important for audiences to be educated on the correct etiquette. So, for instance, not touching people if you've not been given their verbal consent to do so, not talking over the actors, not getting drunk during the shows, because I know that's a big problem that sort of constitutes a lot of assaults in immersive theatre. But just generally respecting the set, respecting the actors, just general respect in the immersive community, because I know it's a very new, upcoming thing. So I just think more people need to be educated about it, which is what my grad project is. Also, COVID measures. So the measures I've implemented here is that I obviously have the tape floors on the ground, the tape leaves on the floor, just to make sure everyone kept social distance in here. Masks compulsory, hand washing, hand sanitization, face masks, all that fun stuff. And then basically, what a lot of immersive shows are doing, especially Crooks 1926 is a great example of this. They have the whole hand wash, face mask, temperature check, and then you go in, and then an actor takes you all the way around the set, and it's a one-way set, so there's no, like, cross-contamination between audience parties. And then you basically go around, an actor takes you around, shows you all the sanitization stations, where the bar is, where the toilets are, all that stuff, and only then, when you agree that you understand everything, do you go down to the basement. I personally think that immersive shows are doing a better job than anywhere else. So basically, I wouldn't say a lot. There's one particular immersive show that I went to see that didn't really fit into that category, and that was Lockdown Town. It was basically a trip through American music history, and there was no social distancing, no mandatory mask wearing, no hand sanitization facilities, no cleaning between audience parties. There were rugs, which I always worry about because fabrics are a big sort of insulator of COVID. And then, what else? Oh yeah, we were also walking around and there was just screws on the floor. Like, just screws pointing straight up. Like, that could seriously injure an audience member, especially in an immersive show where audiences are, you know, encouraged to walk around and do all these things. But I also remember at one point we were sat and then there was an actor not even like 30 centimeters away from me without a mask on, no protection whatsoever. It was just not really a great safe situation. But basically what my grad project has been is trying to be like, let's see what Lockdown Town did and just make it as safe as possible. And so I have, and here it is. I'm very, very, very proud of this. This is one of the best projects I think I've ever worked on. I'm absolutely in love with this space. I love how it looks, I love how it sounds, I love the lights, I love the sound. It's just, it's incredible. I could sit in here forever and just vibe, because, like, just look at this. Like, it's insane. Like, I'm so incredibly amazed with how it turned out. So with that, I just have a few little thank yous to make. Excuse me, my voice is very raspy. I've been talking all day. So just a few thank yous. I want to say a big thank you to Molly and Allard for helping me get all the technical stuff up. I don't know what I would have done with it without you guys. I want to say a big thank you to Anna and Maisie for keeping me sane and looking after me after many a stressful day of working on this. I want to say thank you to Jack, Alex, and Benedict for helping me get things over from Car Park and into the space. A big thank you to Bertie Watkins from Colab Theatre. He has been very helpful in sort of helping me understand how Crooks 1926 operates in terms of COVID and stuff. And he's just been very helpful altogether. He's a lovely guy, and I will probably be seeing him a lot more in a few of his shows. Who else is there to thank? Yeah, thank you to my grad panel. So Karen and Caroline and Nick. You're probably not watching, but thank you for coming and being so positive about everything. I can't wait to hear your feedback on everything so I can make this as good as possible, because hopefully the idea is this actually becomes an immersive show one day, because I love immersive theatre and why not, you know? Who else do I want to thank? Oh yeah, big thank you to Mr. Ross Carmichael, because he has been coming with me to all these immersive shows. It's really nice to have someone who sort of appreciates immersive theatre as much as I do, so it's been a real blessing. He's been so helpful in my research, he's been so helpful in sort of coming along with me to all these shows and sort of giving me his view on things as well, which is really good, because I'm not gonna go into deep talk about my boyfriend. Anyway, thank you to him, and just thank you to everyone who's tuned in. So yeah, just thank you for coming and thank you for looking around. I think now's a good time to be taking questions. So shoot any questions you have my way and we will be answering them. It's been a long day. I'm very tired. But I'm glad I did it. It's been great fun. So if anyone has any questions about anything on the set, or if you like another walk around, I can happily do that for you. Just put it in the chat. Yeah, it's been a long day, but I'm very, very, very proud of it, so. Okay, I'll leave 2 minutes for questions, and then I'll end the stream, because I want to go home. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so, ooh, my favourite part of the set, ooh, good question. Hi, Harrod, by the way. It's gotta be between this cabinet, because I just love all the detailing of it. Yeah, all the detailing is just so cool. It took me so long, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's either this or it's the map. You know, it took me so long and it just looks so good. Like, I'm just so happy with it because I put so much hours into this, so much work, so I'm just really happy with how it turned out. But yeah, those are my 2 favorite parts. I couldn't really pick one. So, Katrina, I can't do ghost trains, but I would feel safe there. We actually scared the living daylights out of my grad supervisor. She didn't see Molly, who was my sound op. She was sitting right there doing her sound. And then she just jumped out of her skin because she didn't even see her there. So yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of shows that my ambience really worked. Thank you, Shauna. I really appreciate that. Hi, Steve. How you doing? So much work's going into that. Really fun to look at. It's all small things. Yes, it is. Like, just like hiding little things here and there. It's a thing that the immersive company Punch Drink do a lot. They just hide things everywhere, and I just wanted to make that a part of the set as well, because I feel like exploration's a big part of immersive theatre. So I just thought I'd incorporate it and, you know, make everything as detailed as possible. Everything's here for a reason. Every prop exists in the space for a reason. So yeah, I think it's all amazing. Thank you, Mum. But yeah, so I'll probably be posting a lot of pictures and videos of this some point in the future. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there because it's getting to 7:30 and I've not eaten, so I'm going to go and do that. But please expect to see lots more pictures, lots more videos of everything, because I've taken so many today because I just love it so much. I don't want to take it down. So yeah, I think I might end the... How many people would you expect to come to your show? For this graduation project, it was a capacity of 6 people per showing, and not including me and Molly. So basically I had 6 people in here at one time. Social distance, obviously. Masks wearing, you know, all that stuff. But who knows, in the future it could be even more people. Maybe once COVID's gone away, I can have more people. I can do this again somewhere and do it. Yeah, it needs to push boundaries but not push you. Exactly, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And that's basically what immersive theatre is. It's pushing boundaries but not pushing people too far. So yeah, and with that, I think my voice is about to give up. So I think I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm really sorry you all can't be here. I would have loved for all of you to see it in person and actually get a proper vibe of the actual space. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. Chloe over and out. Thank you.